are poisoning you by Tectome. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's watch it.
It's called BlackRock, and it owns America, and it's poisoning the citizens. I've never heard of this.
Single company that controls the entire military-industrial complex, the whole food industry, oil and energy sectors, every plane,
Do you guys know what this
and
is?
most cars in America. They own the water utility companies, the hospitals, and the funeral homes. This one company
They owe you.
that controls just
Yes.
about every other company and corporation in the Western world.
Really?
And today, I'm going to show you with publicly available open source information that's easy to
I
find
heard
for yourself.
about this all, but all superficially, you know. I know. I mean, at least about the food poisoning and etc. and about the water. Yeah, I know this stuff, but actually things go way, way, way more deeper and worse than that. Let's see what this video will talk about. If we only talk about the poisoning in general or other stuff. Of course, a lot of people will not believe that. People still think that. There is a lot of people there that still really think that all of these type of things that we say here are like just conspirational stuff. It is not. Okay, it is not. At this point, in the middle of 2025 already, if you still doubt the quote-unquote conspirational theories, you're very much dumb, or you just don't want to face the reality because it hurts, you know? It hurts to know that literally there is a group of people, a small group of people that is way too much powerful, way too much rich, that's in the control of everything, and they want to kill us because we are not worth anything to them. And like they don't give a shit to us, and they just want us to disappear and be their slaves. The ones that's left here to be their slaves, and the biggest part of us to disappear because we are just nuisances to them.
Who this is.
Not different
and
than
how we know
cattle,
it.
for example.
Crazy
We
how deep
are,
this shit goes?
of course, talking about the BlackRock conspiracy.
So it's the
It's one of
blacks.
the most widely known and also widely misunderstood conspiracies of our day. So today we're going to unpack the real BlackRock conspiracy. What do we really mean
conspiracy
when we say
theories.
that BlackRock owns everything? I've been doing this research for about 2 years now, and I think it's finally time to put it all together into one long-form video and lay out the whole thing and unpack who really owns the world.
Okay.
Conspiracy theories are dangerous.
All right, well, here we go, I guess.
Oxygen of a democracy.
It's so sick that we can't talk.
You haven't known her.
So
You
it was about
haven't.
2 years ago on a Sunday
God.
that I was walking through my local supermarket thinking,
We
Real
have
quick,
a
guys,
known.
is BlackRock owned by the Jews? Because I've been told that Jews run the world. That's what Kanye taught me.
I
Are
have
these the
heard
Jews?
that BlackRock
it
is
is?
from Jews, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
no. Holy fuck. Am I about to become a Hassan viewer?
Yeah, it's
about
what it
how I
means.
just learned that tampons are full of endocrine disruptors and reprotoxic chemicals.
Oh, that's not good.
I just started
Tampons.
a TikTok account 2 months prior dedicated to researching and learning about how the world works, and
How
I
could
had
nuts
just
do
done
this,
a report
guys?
on tampons. And it's insane. Somehow it's just
If tampons have poison in them, then the Twitter users are going to be really fucked up because they definitely need them every single time I tweet anything.
accepted medical practice of today that once a month for several days, women just stick a chemical soaked sponge into one of the most sensitive mucous membranes on their bodies.
Is there a thing out there to use tampons? Here is like, the majority, at least for what I see, for what I know, the people that I know, and like, oh, this kind of beach personal, but people don't use that quite often here. The ones that I know that use is because they have a very large flux. And because of that, they need to use an internal and one external also. So, yeah. But it's not a thing here. It's not a thing. But I don't know because we have different cultures and etc. So I don't know if literally it's a thing to everyone out there. Just use tampons, you know?
Yeah, also calling a pussy mucous membrane is really not going to give me over my fear of vaginas. Can we call them something prettier? Because that's a little bit yucky.
Right next to their uterus and ovaries and all that. They basically inject themselves with a whole cocktail of chemicals well known to damage reproductive organs and dysregulate hormones and cause cancer.
What the
Researchers found glyphosate at 40 times the legal limit for drinking
Ugh.
water. They found arsenic,
What
lead,
the
cobalt,
fuck?
mercury, and cadmium, among many other chemicals and heavy metals.
What
My
the
comments
hell?
on the last video that I had made about the topic were flooded with stories of women saying that when they switched to organic cotton tampons or to Diva cups, their periods became way less painful, way less intense, basically overnight. And then, of course, there was a bunch of free bleeders just getting wild in there too.
Okay,
Yeah, trust me when I say that we cannot afford for anything organic here. Okay, we cannot. It's just hell expensive.
genuine question. So what the fuck is this about tampons? Because I live with 2 women and I'm about to circulate this information to them. So you need to do organic tampons? So I got to get vegan cage-free tampons for the girlies. Okay, great.
It was total anarchy.
All
But
right.
I'm in the grocery store and I have this epiphany. that
Boneless,
seems
vegan,
really
organic.
simple to me now. Like, I wonder
Chad, do you guys like your tampons bone-in or boneless?
if there are any organic
What
cotton
the
tampons
fuck, man?
in this grocery store.
No Jews were made in the process of making these tampons. All right, we're set. So no Jew tampons. Good. Next taku, stay away. Vishoja was right about you, dude.
So I go to the tampon aisle and I take some photos of the selection available. And little did I know that those tampons, these ones right here, would change my life. Like, no joke.
When I'm 12 and this is deep,
What?
are men supposed
Like
to be using
how?
tampons?
That tampon aisle quite directly led to me going on Joe Rogan and hosting the Candace Owens show and sitting here now.
How?
God works in mysterious ways.
True,
Because
he does.
I discovered
I'm still waiting to figure out why God has put me through all this shit, but I believe in him. I'm assuming everything he does is for a reason. So I am still your willing soldier. I'm still waiting to see why I got to put up with all this bullshit every single day. You know what? He's probably taking a day off with me. He's like, well.
what we all already kind of know is
Maybe he
that
just
in
wanted to
most
laugh.
grocery stores, there's actually very little choice. Even when it looks like there are so many different brands to choose from, of the whole tampon section in that store, maybe 5% or less of the shelf space was devoted to organic, natural cotton tampons that didn't have poison in them. They were hidden way off in the corner out of sight. That's the blue section way over on the right. The bulk of the aisles was colorful boxes from all the big brands advertising Sport Fit and Freedom Flow and Comfort Care.
Hold up. I want to test this real quick. And I'm gonna do this live. So I have a box of tampons here. How do we tell if they're poisonous? Eat one? Des Seeds Grass, Ethoxylase, Peg 100, Steardi, Titanium Dioxide. It says these are the number
What the
one.
hell?
How are women supposed to know that these are bad
Oh,
for them
God,
when it says
no.
the number one gynecologist recommendoid?
Hair and just all sorts of made up menstrual buzzwords. Colored here in red, orange,
Yeah.
yellow, and pink. But turn the packages around and read the ingredients, and they're all the exact same product.
Okay.
A synthetic plastic-filled Frankencloth
Yo, Sarah, you're a woman. Send me Tampax. Send me tampons that I can buy later.
with PFAS and bleach and other toxic chemicals laced all throughout. Just
That's
kidding.
horrible.
You actually can't read the ingredients because tampons aren't required to list their ingredients on the box.
These
So
ones did.
trust the science, right? But you have dozens of choices of size and fit and flex and just about anything else except whether or not you want to poison your reproductive organs and disrupt your hormones. That option came in a tiny blue box hidden way up high in one little obscure corner. And
That's
if
crazy.
I had to guess, I would think that it probably accounts for less than 1% of the grocery store's tampons.
That's insane.
I even discovered that one of the brands, Stay
What
Free,
the
which is
fuck,
highlighted here
man?
in pink, is owned by Energizer, the battery
I don't trust Pink at all. They're a liar. They're a false accuser. I wouldn't get those.
company. I'm serious. This happened all the way back in 2013, and I'll bet that basically no woman that buys Stay Free knows that she's buying from a battery company. Like, they should make their sizing named after battery sizes if they're going to do that. Like, you can just get your AAAs or your AA's or
That's
your
fucking
super
nuts.
extra heavy flow D battery. I mean, tampons. Anyways, once I looked up who owned all the mega corporations that were selling these tampons, I learned that they're all owned by the same shadowy financial cabal, foreshadowing the first layer of the BlackRock conspiracy theory. And we'll get into the whole thing in just a minute. And yes, for all the finance bros out there, don't worry. We know about beneficial ownership and what fund managers do. That is a part of this story. And for everyone jumping out of their chairs to say like BlackRock doesn't actually own any of those shares, don't worry. We will get to that later in just a bit. But first, I became obsessed and I started doing this in every aisle of the grocery store, coloring in which colors, which items on the shelves were owned by the general mega corporate blob and which ones were founder and family owned, etc.
Oh, shit.
I did shampoo and deodorant and baby food. And I found out that some aisles are even worse than the tampon aisle.
Well, be happy that at least you guys have some options, even though they are very limited, as he showed now, because at least you guys have. Like, here we don't have it. It's just like, for everything, you just have one big corpo here that does that. Literally, all the other ones that were supposed to exist were demolished by very shade agreements between these huge corpos and the governments that gives them huge benefits that the others didn't have, and they just disappeared. And now we just have big national champions, and that's it.
There are plenty of aisles in your grocery store where every single option is owned by the same.
So there
singular
isn't such a
mega
thing
corporate
like
mass.
this here.
What the
Banker.
fuck?
It's not just BlackRock. There's a whole rabbit hole that we're
Of course, even though even so, things are still not good to you guys out there. I can see that, but it's still not as bad as
about to go
here.
down. But for example, the shampoo aisle at Target. To this day, it's probably my most viral video ever. There are whole aisles at Target where every single product is sold to you by the same bankers. And a bunch of these shampoos and conditioners are in class action lawsuits for causing hair loss. And one even
Really? For real?
I can't
Wow.
prove this yet, but I think that dandruff shampoo is actually giving you more dandruff and destroying your hair. I can't prove it, but I think Head and Shoulders and I think Selsun Blue are destroying your hair and giving you more dandruff. Because everybody that I know that uses Head and Shoulders and Selsun Blue is now bald. And the other thing, I
What
think
the
acne
hell?
products that clear your acne actually give you more acne. Because once I stopped using acne products, I stopped getting acne. I think
Yeah. I know what this happens. I heard about it like long time before. It's because your skin, it produces this natural oil, that it needs to a lot of natural things that it's needed. And also, I'm sorry, let's get back. So, your skin produces this natural oil, and it's required for a lot of a lot of natural stuff that your body requires. And in the moment that you and then you have acne and this stuff, and they realize, oh, I should use some kind of product to get rid of this because it's not good, and etc., yada yada yada. So then you start doing so. You start doing so, and you realize, oh, it's all gone. The product works, but yeah, it dries out your skin like hell a lot. And thing is, because you're always in continuous usage of this product, your skin is always drying up and always needing to produce more and more oil. So it kind of says to your body, we need more oil because the skin's dry, because it's a natural thing and your body needs that to have that oil, and it doesn't have because you're applying these chemicals to remove this oil from your face continuously. And the moments that you suspend because you think, oh, so I got rid of it, I don't need this anymore, so I don't have acne anymore, so I will stop using it. But because you were constantly removing this oil from your body all the time, your skin think your brain it told your brain that you need to be producing this in a huge amount all the time because you're always having it removed and your skin is always dry and needing more. So when you stop suddenly using the product, your skin will produce hella lot at once, and you will have acne again because it just produced it in a high quantity. Like yeah, that is the problem with this, I think that's why this kind of stuff happens with acne products, for example. Now about the hair, I had no idea actually.
They're lying to us.
Face accusations for making people's hair catch on fire. That's a true story. You can look it up. Those very same companies, though, they market hair regrowth products right there in the same aisle from the same company. Problem, solution.
And you know what's crazy? I stopped getting dandruff on my head and my beard the moment I stopped using anti-dandruff stuff. You know what I use on my head and beard now? I shit you not. You know what I put on my head and beard now, and I have no dandruff? Olive oil. Yep. I use extra virgin olive oil every 3 days. And that shit fixes you right
weird.
up, bro. Straight up. Try it.
Baby food and baby formula was even worse because not only are there entire grocery stores where your only options are all owned by the same banking money black hole, but then I discovered this report written by the House Oversight Committee about toxic heavy metals in baby food, featuring all the brands that I had just been researching in the baby food.
Hell no,
because
hell
all of these
no,
brands
man.
that are featured in this report were the ones owned by the banking cartel.
Oh my God, they're making
Even
babies retarded.
baby
There were
food.
way too many messed up findings in the report to cover them all here. And I would say that you should go find this report for yourself, but when I was getting ready for this video and checked back in on this report, it had been mysteriously taken down off of the government site
Very
where it had been
strange.
hosted. So it's kind of weird. You can probably go find it on archive.org though, I would imagine. But just to give a summary, the report lists levels of various heavy metals that were determined by the FDA to be acceptable in food products. And then it goes on to say, quote, the test results of baby foods and their ingredients eclipse those levels, including results up to 91 times the arsenic level, up to
Arsenic!
177
What
times
the
lead
fuck,
level,
man?
up to 69 times
Oh,
the cadmium
God.
level, and up to 5 times the mercury level. As in,
Hell
Jesus,
no.
you are reading that correctly. Some of these baby foods were testing at 177 times.
Isn't that thing that putting that that person that governs Russia usually tries to use on his political enemies? I didn't say anything. Okay, I didn't claim an enemy. This is just all fruits of my imagination. Okay.
The
I mean, this is when he's bored of like making airplanes, fall.
acceptable level of lead.
Jesus. For the babies?
Not 177%, 177 times. That is 17,700%.
These babies are going to become like radioactive
the legal
mutants.
limit of lead in baby food. And
So
we
this is why I
wonder
don't feed
we have
baby
a
food to my
chronic
babies. I
disease
just eat 'em.
epidemic. This is in the baby food.
They're
folks.
safer.
It's babies. It's not even the regular food. But I didn't stop there. I looked up everything from
like
detergent
every 9
to
months I
cereal.
pop out a fresh
Remember,
dinner.
Colored in red means it's owned by the same
No
banking
way.
cartel,
No fucking
most
way.
notably BlackRock and Vanguard and State
Bro,
Street.
that's
We'll get
insane.
to that in just a minute.
That's
Holy
insane,
Sauces,
real.
ice cream, dressings. Some types of products had
Sauces are a
more
bit
variety
better.
than others. Some aisles had a lot of family and founder-owned brands to choose from. But in the end, you start to realize what many of us all already kind of know, but have never quite visualized. All of our abundance, all of our foods and drinks and soaps and lotions, everything else.
Okay, we know
Thousands
that.
and
We know
thousands
that.
of brands to choose
Nothing
from,
new
but
here.
It's actually
It's
all
not
owned by
like
just
we have a
handful of
choice.
mega corporations. And now this is where we peel back the next layer of the onion. Because if you wanted to know who
I'm scared.
owns any given product, like say Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, which is one of my favorite examples, you can search that on the internet for yourself. This is what I was doing for every single product on those grocery store aisle shelves, and it took forever. So you search that, and you'll find out that Clorox owns Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, which is a bit alarming and not exactly what you were probably hoping to find.
What?
And notice that this is old news, too. Clorox acquired Hidden Valley Ranch in 1972. They've been making the ranch since before most of you were born.
What the fuck?
The inquisitive mind might ask, who owns Clorox? And the answer is that Clorox is a publicly traded company. I like to call it a mega corporation, but it just means that they sell shares and your finance bro buddy on Wall Street Bets can YOLO his fat bag into the stock and hope it goes to the moon. And
Who
this
wants
means
some
that
bleach
Clorox is
flavored
owned by
ranch,
its
boys?
shareholders.
Yum, yum,
So,
yum.
Who are these shareholders? If you want to know who owns a public company like Clorox, the phrase you need to search for is institutional ownership. Because while your buddy who trolls Wall Street Bets for the next short squeeze might be able to buy some shares, he's really just a tiny little germ compared to the big boys, the banks. So you're looking for the top institutional shareholders. And for Clorox, it's all these guys. Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, Geode Capital Management, Morgan Stanley, FMR is Fidelity, Stifel Financial Corporation, they're not a common one, Citadel Advisors, Royal Bank of Canada, Champlin Investment Partners, LLC. Collectively, just quick math, looks like these top 10 owners collectively own about 35% of the company. And that's pretty typical. The more of this research you do, the more you realize that these sheets always seem to look the same. Dave's Killer Bread, not owned by Dave. Sorry, it was bought by
Stop. Dave's Killer Bread is my favorite bread. That's what I have every morning. Please tell me this isn't bad. I eat this shit every morning. It's my favorite. It has protein. It's so good.
Flowers Foods, a mega corporation. And
There is no
owned
way
by
to
Vanguard,
run
BlackRock,
a
State Street,
tecton. Like,
plus a bunch of
everything you
banks and fund
eat,
managers.
everything I eat here,
General Mills,
it's like
JP Morgan,
it's
Norfolk
over, it's
Southern,
over.
American Waterworks, top owners, Vanguard, BlackRock,
I
and State
try
Street,
to not
highlighted in
think
red,
too much about it
plus all the
because I know the
banks and
truth.
financial institutions and
Stop
investment
saying
firms
lead bread.
making up the rest of the list.
I'm
Bro,
just
every
more
morning I
of
have 2
refreshing
slices
my
of Dave's
mind to
Killer Bread
look
with a
at
little
this
bit of margarine on
video.
it. Oh my,
I've
it's my
watched
favorite
it
thing to
such
wake
a
up to.
things before.
You start looking at entire industries and you realize that the same is true for all of the biggest corporations in every industry, like food and beverage, banking, big tech. Each of those images collaged together is an individual ownership sheet like the ones we were just looking at for Clorox, and highlighted in red on each sheet. It's
called Killer Bread for a reason. I sure hope not.
Almost always the top 3
I
spots,
sure fucking hope not.
i.e. the top 3 shareholders. The same is true for the oil industry and for the green energy industry, even literally for hospice, funeral care, and cemetery homes. They're buying those too. Because if you're going to make money poisoning people right out the gate in the baby food, I mean, why not also make money when they die, right? So, as I did all this research across basically every industry in the economy, I found the same major thing over and over and over again. It's a big club, and we are not in it. So naturally, I got curious just how much of the stock market of all the publicly traded companies do BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street actually own? Like, how big is their share or slice of the pie? So I took the top 100 companies on the US market, companies that you're very familiar with, like Tesla, Pfizer, Starbucks, Verizon, Lockheed Martin, Home Depot, you know, normal companies, the big ones, the top 100. And I built a giant spreadsheet that scraped their stock ownership information live off the web and into my charts. And then I used all that data to build this sheet showing what percentage of the top 100 companies in America are owned by each of these investment firms, banks, and billionaires. And even though I had already been doing this research for months, this kind of shocked me. Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street combined represent more than $5 trillion invested in the top 100 companies. On the right of this chart, you can see that collectively, that represents 42.2% of all the shares of ownership in the top 100 companies.
Holy fuck.
If you expand your scope to the 25 biggest financial institutions, they collectively own 83% of the shares.
Jesus.
83%. This is just the top 25 biggest financial institutions. There are hundreds of them above us on these lists. So now, it's important to slow down and explain what a share actually is. Like, what does it represent? What does it mean? Because a lot of us think of shares of stock as something nebulous, like a form of gambling for white guys in suits, and kind of, but a share is way more than that. A share is a share of ownership of a company, and it's a share of the voting rights for how that company is run.
Yep.
Because in a sick
No,
way,
I know it.
all of these companies are actually run democratically, except that you buy your votes. Like, the more shares you own.
Yeah, it's a democracy of everybody who paid to win, right? It's it's not really a democracy at all, but
Who
it
pays
gives
more
you the guise that
wins.
it is. And whoever owns majority share gets majority say and majority rule of what they do. And if all of these corrupt corporations are the ones telling everybody what to do in totality sense of everything they have their fucking greasy ass fingers in, that means that all these companies could potentially be doing the same bad practices. And this is why I am getting very concerned that my bread is actually lead bread and Dave's killer bread is called killer bread for a reason. I need to grok this. Grok, what do you think? Is Dave's killer bread dangerous? Not considered dangerous. Organic, whole grain ingredients, high fiber content. Oh, thank God. All right, we're okay. We're okay. I'm going to be okay.
The more votes you get. So if you own 10% of the shares,
So far,
you get 10% of the voting rights. It's actually pretty simple. You don't vote on every tiny little thing the company is going to do, like what color the packaging will be or how many Cheerios go into a box, but you vote on the big things, like major policies that the company is going to adopt or reject. Shareholders can introduce their own items for voting. In the 2010s, one of the most popular ones were like various versions of sustainability initiatives, like eco-friendly packaging, zero emission commitments, stuff like that. Almost every company in the American market was voting on those sorts of initiatives over the last decade, and there is a reason why that we will get to. But most importantly,
It's over, bro.
shareholders vote
We
on
are
who will
done.
sit on the board
Yeah,
of
that's
directors.
it.
And they are the ones that guide the company and hire and fire the executives that actually run the company.
But
on
I
the
knew
day-to-day,
that
like the
already. It's
CEO,
nothing new
CFO,
to me.
COO. It's a lot of C names. Those guys are called the C-suite because they're all chiefs, you know? So they, the C-suite, are hired and fired by the board of directors, who we elect with our shared voting rights. And all of this is determined by shareholder voting. The more shares you own, the more votes you get. You see where this is going?
Yeah.
Yet?
Conspiracy theories are dangerous.
Yeah.
Information is the oxygen of a democracy.
So what he's saying is that everybody owns majority share. They all operate with the same corrupt policies, and it's not a good sign for, I guess, products in America. That is scary. I can't believe I never knew about this. That's insane.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail fox tier member, Zalost, and my 3-tail fox tier members, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, and Radmuiel, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Yeah, it's like I said before, it's just over. It just confirms like what I already have been saying for like since when I began this channel. Yeah, this give me even more the sense of hopelessness, you know. But yeah, we're still here. We still need to keep going. Still need to take care of our lives. So yeah, and if you do believe in God, pray to God to protect you from all this. If you believe in lucky, pray to expect to be lucky. Try to maximize your healthy points, you know, like making exercise, taking sun, and all of this stuff. So you may have more of a chance of not getting screwed over. Yeah, thank everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below. Check out my Patreon, Discord, Tron, and Ko-Fi. Consider supporting me there because I need to get the fuck out of this terrible country. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.